The first character I'm going to redesign is one of my personal favorites, Static. He was, I think, one of the last characters I created for my past universe, which would be around 2021 to 2022, so not that long ago. Ooh, damn, I was such a different person. That's only 3-4 years ago. That is insane. But before we talk about my present interpretation about him, let's talk about past me's backstory I created for him, if I remember correctly. His name before the transformation was Jeremy. Yes, he used to be human, but that's not the point. His name used to be Jeremy, and he was in sales, specifically tech sales. He was known to be the most uptight and serious person in his department. Jeremy, as I said before, was super uptight and strict, following every rule to a T, and would tattle on his colleagues that were not so good as him. He was always short with his colleagues, constantly causing arguments. Then everything changed once he was offered a deal. A way to be on top, to hold the richest of riches. The mysterious man changed his face to a screen, changed his mind to circuits, and changed his whole existence. The plan was he could help, or I don't know what I was thinking of his machine head, but he would be able to AI detect what the person he was talking to wanted and sell it to them, I guess. He was supposed to know what people wanted and be able to get it, but there was an error when they drilled too deep, causing a complete 180 in his personality, making this upgoing. What does my script say? Making this upgoing person. That makes no sense. Okay. Making this mean man into an upgoing person, or should I say machine, that just wanted to help the world. I really do love this old backstory so much, but it doesn't really make sense for the complete 180 of the personality. But, well, I guess it doesn't make sense for a guy to live with a floating TV head, but you get the point I'm making. Well, the new story is a little different. Well, actually, a lot different. So instead of making him a grumpy, angry, selfish man, Jeremy was a happy-go-lucky man that just wanted to sell his inventions to make people's lives easier. He was known around the office to be one person you can trust to help anyone in need. He was also offered a similar deal, which of course he was, because that's the climax of the story, to create the TV head, so why would I change it? As I was saying, he was also offered a similar deal. He would be able to display whatever someone needs right on his face, anywhere and everywhere. And of course, being the nice guy he is, wanting to help anyone in need, he agreed. Same as his old backstory, they changed his brain to wires, changed his face into glass. But then during the first test, the voltage was too high, proceeding to fry his brain, leaving him barely cognate, vanishing his memories into the past. Luckily, they were able to fix him, well, as much as they could. Keep him living, I guess, but this proceeded to leave him without the memories of his past, making him forget his name, what he used to look like, nearly everything but the basic necessities to live. Disgusted with what they created, they dumped him on the road, leaving him lost and alone. Luckily, he was picked up by Masky, very original name, which is the next character I'm going to redesign. But we're not finished about Static. What? We're not finished talking about Static, yes. What? Oh my god, I can't read. But we're not finished talking about Static yet. Finally. Let's yap about the color scheme. As you can see in the past drawing, Static had a much brighter color scheme to reflect his happy-go-lucky, bubbly personality. But this new version has a darker, more saturated color scheme to show his lack of memories, to show what he's missing, that he needs more, and his wanting to regain them. Also, can we just talk about the pose quickly? I am so proud of it. I love the tapping on the screen to show his confusion, the dull, how do I explain this? The dull limp he has to show his sadness, to show how he's given up. I am just very proud. The sweet baby boy, I love him so much. Anyways, this is his new design. I hope you guys enjoy while I'm finishing the little touch-ups in the speed draw in the background, because I love it so much. Sadly, he has no place in my current universe that I'm creating, but I enjoy drawing him, so I'll probably draw him a bit more, so you will see him on some of my platforms. I will be quiet so you can see me finishing him up, but yeah, I love how he looks right now. Just wow, I'm so proud of myself with my improvement. I'm sorry, can I not be proud? Like, this is so impressive. Anyways, let's talk about the next character. So the next character I'm going to be redesigning is Masky. Oh my god, Masky. As you can see, I wasn't very great at naming my characters because what the hell is the name Masky? I'm just disappointed with younger me right now. Well, this guy was pretty hard to redesign due to only having one reference image into my memories of this character. The first thing I was removing was that damn hoodie, because that is one of the worst character clothings to be created. I know for Static we talked about his background and his lore, but honestly I barely remember Masky's lore. Let me just say what I remember. Masky, oh, I can't believe that's his name. Masky used to be a normal high school boy named Max, I think. He was not the most popular person in his school, so he was quite surprised when he was invited to a school party. He was not much of a party person, surprise, surprise, so he was just in the corner most of the time. But I remember he was pranked during the party, but the prank backfired, of course. He was led into a room by some guys saying there was a surprise for him for getting the top marks in his class. They led Jesus, what is this spelling? They led him into this dark room, slamming the door behind him. There's a click. That's when he realized he was locked in. Panicking, he started banging on the door, begging them to open up, but no one was answering. He was only able to hear the faint laughter behind the door. There was a window in his room, but he didn't notice until it was quickly opened and slammed shut. There was something thrown into it. It was fireworks. But the people thought it was the weak kind that only lit up and then sparked a little bit, exploding for a quick second. But that was not the case for these ones. So this is when it gets kind of dark, so here's a quick warning. So let's go with this. Ready for this? This is kind of crazy. The firework lit with a spark. What the hell? The firework lit with a spark, shooting directly towards his face, exploding on impact. This blew up his face completely, removing the top of his head, killing him instantly. A few months later, he woke up still alive, stilling having, Jesus Christ. What is the script? Still having the memories, still having the feelings of the pain. Feelings of the pain? I really need to double check my scripts next time. Sorry for this. Still feeling the pain. Not knowing he was still living. Not knowing he was Okay guys, I wrote this in the middle of the night, okay? So please don't judge me. Not knowing how he was still alive. But he knew he had to use this to get revenge on the people who ruined him. Wearing a mask to cover the scars on his face, he was out for revenge to end whoever hurt him. This is such a sad story. Why was younger me so edgy? Oh my god. But I love this backstory so much, I swear. If you guys couldn't already guess, the person who kept him alive was the same person that's changed Static. The one thing I'm changing in the story is instead of blowing the top of his head, the impact took his whole head off, decapitating him. The reason why I'm changing this is because I don't think having a clean slice through his head makes a lot of sense. One, it's unrealistic, and two, it's just so unappealing to draw an empty void in his head. So I was thinking before, you can't see in the speed paint, but I was thinking that, what is happening with my thing? Sorry, my audio was glitching for a second. I don't think you guys would want to see a brain being drawn instead, because that would just look so gross, because it would be partially exploded. So the first thing I changed about his design was, of course, the hoodie, but yeah, you guys already know that, but also his color scheme. Since I never colored him, I didn't know what the color scheme was, or what I wanted it to look like when I was younger. So I went with a color generator, and you'll never guess what happened. It generated a random color scheme, and so I generated it until I thought it matched him good enough. I did change some of the colors because I didn't know where to add them, but I think the colors that I chose look really nice. I was also thinking of redesigning his mask, but I think it's kind of funny on how it looks like right now, because it just looks like he picked it up at a plain mask at some random dollar store and then just drew something cool because he's still a teenager. Well, technically he's 17, so he's a young adult, but that still counts as a teenager. This redesign was so painful because I basically changed everything, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. So that is my character designs. I hope you guys enjoyed how they turned out, because I'm so proud of the final drawings. I'm also happy to see the improvement of my drawings in only 3 years. Younger me would be so shocked that I can draw hands now. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye-bye!